I gotta say, it's honestly a damn disgrace and shame what's been happening to this core of Go-Go Loser Ranger, which had the anime community quite hyped when the first batch of episodes dropped, and it hasn't been that long. It's not like it's been years and that's why maybe hype's died down. No, it's just the anime community has no consistency on what they'll talk about anymore, but the fact that we are experiencing the best arc of the show, period, with this looping school, which the past 2 weeks have been fantastic. I just didn't have time to talk about it last week, at least on YouTube. And to just see the fact that it's not like a YouTube thing, it's a internet thing in general. The fact that, like a Reddit thread can go up 6 hours ago and 20 people have commented on it. This is literally peak, amazing. Once again, one of the best shows you can watch in an anime season. And, people are acting like it's Caillou or something and we don't need to discuss it. Like, what is going on here? You have brilliant storytelling, creativity when it comes to the arc, and the fact that you end the previous episode with D being cast out of the school he got expelled, the fact that they actually found an intelligent way to bring him back in by disguising himself as someone else, so when the bell rang and it re-looped, he was back into the whole thing. I don't know, like, make it make sense. The fact that this show can actually get better with every episode, and the anime community acts like it's a fresh show we've never heard of. It's a damn disgrace. And I swear to God, if you're one of those people that are currently sleeping on it, stop freaking sleeping on it. There's no damn excuse. You didn't last time. You shouldn't this time either. Of course, though, do got full live reactions over my Patreon. You want to support my work, see my full thoughts to every single one of these wonderful Go-Go Loser Ranger episodes over there exclusively. So, last episode when I was watching it, I thought to myself, okay, we're probably going to finish this arc. I thought it was going to be a lot quicker than it turned out to be. And then when it ended, and I was like, okay, I have no idea. Either this is going to last the entire season or maybe another episode or two. The fact that the way they went about the villain here is so brilliant because the rule set is simple, but it's effective. The idea that if anyone sees a violation of the school rules, if they simply say, that's breaking the rules, that's a violation, whatever the word may be, it resets the day. So the idea that this man is honestly pretty smart. He sets students in every which direction. So, you threw him out a window and he got killed? That's a violation. It's silly as hell because you're looking at people standing there being like, you hurt the principal? You hurt our teacher? That's a violation. It makes me laugh every time, but it's very effective and it makes for a seemingly impossible situation. Kind of bit himself in the ass when he puts a 10-minute window on all school rules are, basically do whatever you want, go free, it's the purge. So you knew it was gonna, something was gonna happen there. I was waiting for our boy because earlier into this latest episode, he pulls out his gun and shoots him in the head, and they're like, that's a violation. I was like, where the hell's the gun when we need it? But either way, it was like very fun. And I think what made, this arc so much more engaging is it wasn't just simply, evil snake monster traps students in a time loop. It was evil snake monster traps people who wanted to be trapped because they have no place of normalcy anywhere else. The idea that you have, like, the big buff teacher, he has the tattoos, he looks like he could be in the WWE if he really wants to. He's a war vet and obviously PTSD there. Bunch of students who basically don't have families, don't have a normal school life. Yeah, technically a monster's trapping you, but it's like symbiotic, right? They both benefit. So whatever the snake monster, I'm not sure if it's eating on their life force or something, but at the end of the day, I can't look at these students and whatnot as being like tormented until the end of the latest episode, when basically it was, we don't give a shit, we're just going to kill them and let bygones be bygones. I think that's what made it so much more interesting than just like, they're clearly here against their will. No, it very much seems like they wanted to adapt and they wanted to be here. Should the monster still be put down? Yeah, but let's hope, said students and teacher is going to have a nice place to go, and we're not going to be like, okay, we cleaned out the person giving you room and board, good luck, and now you're homeless. It's a little questionable. I also really liked what they did with Hisue, who, her backstory, man, like, it's sad. Loses her family, gains a new one. That first moment when she twists the friend's arm, she's like, ouch, bitch, like, what the hell? But hey, you're my friend, it was an accident, only to then see her covered in blood when she beats the living shit out of a monster enthusiast, and she's just petrified, and I'm like, oh, the suffering arc continues, I suppose. It's been good. It's been really good. I think the production's been tight. I think facial expressions have been extra really responsive. Like, I mean, whether it's characters looking at death or just being shocked at the bullshit at hand. It's been such an effective arc, and I really like when you have time loops. Time loops can be a hit or a miss for the anime community, just depending on how convoluted they are. I think this one would be much more accepted by the masses in this anime community, mainly because it's not that convoluted. It's a very simple arc. Basically, the rules are pretty crystal clear. You complete the day, it resets. If you break a violation, it resets. Well, why the hell would you want to do this? Well, because that's what they want. They want a normal, mundane school life because they never had that and never would have that. So basically, it's just avoid getting caught, avoid doing things. And, you know, they came pretty close a couple of times to killing him and no one's seeing. So it's like, there was a lot of ways for this to go, and to be honest, him pausing the rules was actually least on my bingo card because I figured we would just, you know, get him into a dark room or something and slice his throat or something. I don't know. But either way, I thought they did a hell of a good job overall, and I would easily say this has been the best sets of episodes and the single best arc of the show to date. Which prior to this, my favorite arc was when they were trying to steal the key or whatever the hell it was in the garage of the first core when they had their teams and, you know, we're worried D was going to get exposed or whatever. I don't know, it's weird anymore what's happening with the anime community, and I've said this in a few different videos, but not everyone watches every video, so, you know, if you are one of those people, that's why you're going to hear me, you know, repeat certain things. Shows that normally wouldn't get popular, like Old Country Bumpkin, are getting popular, and shows that would normally continue to be popular, Go Go Loser Ranger, or shows that would have the community talking for weeks, like you know, Kaloon Generic Romance, aren't. It's just, there's no consistency anymore, and I really think it boils down to there's a lot less people talking about anime in the ways that we used to, where it's like, hey, here's all the cool anime we're watching and we discuss it, and now it's like, what are we outraged today by? And unfortunately, I think the more positive channels that are still promoting anime in a healthy way only promote, you know, the biggest shows, and once it seemingly isn't as popular, they skip out on it. So it's like, I don't know. I think if we like shows as much as we do, because even though Japan is still the biggest market for anime, the West does influence. Shows are getting season 2s that, like, Panty and Stocking got a season 2 because of the West, right? So it's like, we gotta do our due diligence and make sure we promote the shows we like so that they continue to exist, because positive word of mouth goes a hell of a long way. And when I'm witnessing one of the coolest arcs I've seen this year get completely slept on, and that even a week later threads are having 100 comments, is just baffling behavior. I think it's a disgrace what's happening so far, because this is a damn good season, a damn good show, and too many people sleeping on it. Let me know your thoughts down below, though. What are you thinking of the arc, and do you agree with me? Too many people are sleeping on Loser Ranger? Let me know. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new around here, of course, ring that bell. And like I mentioned, we got those full live reactions over on my Patreon, and hey, while you're over there, I'll also give you a video shout out. Alright, so today we got Alex Jackson, Crystalline Harris, Epoch Tide, Dreambird 1973, Silent Stormfall, Lord of Sauce, Nanami No Face, Keybead, Kai Zabala, and we also have Atamia Gang Wars. I appreciate the support, everyone. Please take care. Y'all have a good one.